Hello, this is Annalisa from Faith Dream Crate, and welcome back to my channel. You are watching my Easter card series for 2023. In today's video, we are going to be making a Easter card, of course, and I will be using a stamp set from Colorado Craft Company. This is the Happy Easter stamp set, and the illustrator is Anita Duram, and she illustrated the children's book, Guess How Much I Love You, and I grew up with that book as a kid, and I have a copy and a few different versions of the book, and so I've read it to my kiddos, so when I found out she was illustrating for Colorado Craft Company, I thought that was so cool. So I've been collecting a few of these stamp sets here and there, and I am really excited to use this stamp set this year. So as you can see, I'm just using the cute bunny stamps and stamping them out onto my card base using my Stampede platform. I'm using some VersaFine black Onyx black ink to do some watercoloring here in a little bit and add some life and color to this card. So I am excited about this card. I'm actually going to be giving it to my husband, and I'm going to be adding 2 extra little bunnies off to the side here. We recently just had our 4th child. He was a week overdue, and he came on the 28th of March, so I created this in anticipation to give him to just celebrate Easter, and there's 4 little bunnies on this card for that. And yeah, we are excited, we're happy, we're adjusting to be a family of 6. But yeah, I shared a picture of the baby over on my community tab, so you can go see a cute baby picture over there if you want. And yeah, so that is the idea behind this card, and now I am just adding in some of the Easter eggs that also the little stamp comes in the set. So adding those Easter eggs in. These bunnies are hanging out with their dad bunny. It could be a mom bunny as well, but they're hanging out and they're getting some Easter eggs with their dad, since I'm going to be giving this to my husband for Easter. And so now that the stamping is all done, I'm going to be pulling out the Tim Holtz watercolor pencil crayons, but in a different way. So there was a YouTuber who came up with the idea that if you sharpened your pencils and put the sharpened pieces into an alcohol ink palette, then added water, that you could get more out of your watercolor pencils, and that there would be no waste, and you get a different look and a different way to use the watercolor pencils. And I don't know who originally came up with it, but I found out about this method over on Amy R's YouTube channel, Prairie Paper and Ink. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. You can't really see the colors, all of the colors I'm using, because the alcohol ink palette is quite large, so it was off to the side, but as you did see it there and how it is set up. You can definitely go look up this way of using the watercolor pencils over on YouTube and find like tutorials on how to set it up and everything. So I'm just adding in the background, and I love how this background turns out. It's not perfect, but it's like a rainy spring day, or like a nice spring day with that freshness in the background. It's like the air is fresh and crisp, and it's starting to warm up, but it's still a little chilly. And I really feel like this color, I feel like it's speckled egg. I feel like it just really sends that message. Fresh air, spring is coming. Yeah. And then I just love how the other colors that I bring in are light and pastel-y, and it just adds to the card. Makes all of the images stand out and just flow together. So this is the second to last card that I will be sharing with you. I have one more Easter card, and it had Bible journaling that I'm hoping to share with you over the next few days leading up to Easter. And it is coming so quickly, Easter. Good Friday is Friday, so it is now Monday night when I am doing this voiceover for you. And I will also definitely have all of the supplies that I'm using listed down below in the description box if you are curious and want a closer look at the supplies. You can check out the links down there. And if you are not subscribed yet and you are tuning in for the first time, I would love to have you join me here on this journey as I share my card making videos, and I'm going to be sharing a lot more Bible journaling. So if any of that interests you, I also throw in do-it-yourself projects with like stamps and craft supplies and all of that. So there's definitely a lot. And every once in a while I'll share a cleaning video in my craft room. I haven't shared those for a while, but they are on my channel if you want to go check them out. But yeah, definitely hit that subscribe button if you are not, and come back for more card making inspiration and all things crafty here on my channel. So as you can see, now I'm adding in some of those colors. I just love the colors from these watercolor pencils and just how bright and vibrant they are. They're the same colors from the distress inks and the oxides, but there's just a difference to the watercolor pencils. It's more like a chalky finish versus like the pigment finish. And I just love how adding this little gray in subtly to the bunnies just brings out that white and makes it stand out. But you still get that white finish in there. You could definitely go ahead and add in the gray for the bunnies or color them brown, but I chose to just add a little bit of gray to make them white, make them stand out a little bit more on the page. And then once all of the watercoloring is done, I'm going to go ahead and outline these again, just because when I watercolor, I find that sometimes I lose a bit of the lines, and when you take a pen and you outline it a bit more, you bring those lines back to life, and the color comes more to life. It like makes everything stand out again. And as you can see, there is the watercolor or the alcohol ink palette, or it could be a watercolor palette if you picked up one of those, off to the side there. And I also added in a few highlights, mainly over the eggs. And as you can see here, I'm outlining everything again to bring everything back to life if I lost anything. And now I'm adding in the sentiments, so I'm stamping Happy Easter and Bunny Kisses and Easter Wishes. And I'm going to get those ready in the stamping platform. And then I chose to do a blue to bring out more of the blue in the background, and I'm using a Distress Oxide ink for this. And then I wanted to go ahead and add a little bit more of that blue. How do I finish this card off? I totally could have left it, but I decided to bring some pops of color in and make a line out of it and use it around the edges here. So this is the royal blue pops of color, and I'm just adding a line all around as a border. And I love how the royal blue pops of color totally matches the Distress Oxide ink that I use as well. And I think it just makes this card stand out a little bit more and finishes it off, adds that other blue element in, and just adds some dimension in a fun way. You're always seeing me make dots with the pops of color and flicking them to make them more round, but this was definitely a fun way to bring in my pops of color and do something a little different as well. So that is going to finish up today's card. Here it is all close up. If you like this card, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I would love to have you join me here, and stay tuned for one more Easter card and a Bible journaling Easter page coming your way very soon. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.